we are constantly trying to apply more in our life, and this is for all of my high achievers out there, is the Pareto Principle. You know, it's that if you got to spend 20, you got to know what your 20% tasks are, because 20% of the things you do produce 80% of your results.
Hello, everyone. We are Greg and Jacquie Francis, and welcome to High Performance Parenting, where our passionate goal is to encourage you to raise champion children in a crazy world. Every week, we will bring you multiple episodes from our extensive experience of raising our six happy, healthy, successful, godly kids who are confidently equipped to win big in life.
We deeply believe that any parent who is provided with the right knowledge and continual support can raise amazing kids. And when they do, all of our futures get better. If raising up future generations of absolute champions matters to you as much as it does to us, here's how you can contribute. Like and share this podcast with everyone you know. And together, let's embrace this journey of raising champion kids in a crazy world.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. We are on our next High Performance Parenting podcast, and me, Crissy, is back with Abbie.
Oh, hello.
And today we're so excited to talk to you about when we talk about what we're proud of ourselves for.
Oh, are you guys interviewing Dad and I today?
Oh, wow.
Apparently.
Oh, I like this, Dad. Huh?
Crissy, did you hear my joke there?
No.
What? It's the original dad joke. Right? How do you know when it's a dad joke?
How?
It's apparent. Okay. Anyway, so Mom, you want to set this topic up?
Yeah, excited today. The other day we were doing this exercise with the kids, and we realized that we probably should chat with everybody about it because it's so impactful. What we did was we were sitting around our kitchen table, and I think we were just kind of wrapping up the end of the day, maybe having some dessert together and chatting, and we had everyone go around and talk about one thing they were proud of themselves for. Right, Abbie?
Yep.
And so the first time around, people were kind of feeling pretty comfortable saying something they were proud of themselves for. In our family, there's 8 of us. So, of course, we go all the way around. And when we got to the very last person, what did Dad say?
Dad said, let's do it again.
Let's do it again.
One more round.
So we ended up going around and around how many times total?
Like 5 or 6 times, and we weren't expecting. He was like, okay, one more round. And we were like, oh my goodness.
And what, the whole purpose of it was, of course, for us to come out of our comfort zone. Because at first people were like, I'm proud of myself for getting my homework done this week, right? Or I'm proud of myself because I made dinner tonight, right? And they were kind of like pretty simple ones, wouldn't you say?
Yep.
And you couldn't repeat what somebody else said.
No.
So by the time it came to the 3rd and 4th round, it started getting pretty deep about what you're proud of yourself for.
Right, and it started to get into little specific details. Like, I'm proud of myself for, like Drew said, I'm proud of myself for practicing my piano so that I could do it good for my teacher. It got down to the small details because, we had to start thinking of things. And it's also we had to know that it didn't have to be a big, important thing. It could just be a small thing. Like, I'm proud of myself for playing with my sister earlier today. It could just be small things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because what is it? How many times do we maybe see the things we're not proud of ourselves for, but we don't talk enough about the things that we are proud of ourselves for, right? So Dad kind of threw this on us unexpectedly.
Yeah. Well, the statistics are so high. I don't remember them off the top of my head. I just know there's something really big. Like you have 80,000 thoughts or something in a day, but roughly around 80% of them can naturally be negative. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of times, if you really think through okay, let me think of a situation that I feel bad about. And then you do it a lot of times because you don't know the $1 million emotional formula. You don't even let yourself feel it, but then you keep thinking it. So it just stays inside and you think it, and you probably do it hundreds of times in a day.
Yep.
But then when we throw on you, okay, what are the positive thoughts that you have to have? You have to work at that because it's not a muscle you've developed yet.
Yep, and Daddy was talking about how, when you, if Dad asked, what are some things you need to improve on? You probably can think of 10 right away. But, when you go through, 6 times of just doing what you're proud of yourself for instead of the negative in yourself, then it just, you actually got to think about the good in yourself, and it helps you interact better throughout the day.
Yeah, it's really good.
Dad also made a good point that, when it's so important to be proud of yourself because you can't be dependent or reliant on other people to be proud of you, because then you're just dependent on them for your stability, for you feeling good about yourself. But when we can compliment ourselves, we can go through and not let the negative things play through all day. We can actually think thoughts of, I'm proud of myself for that, or I did really good on that today, or whatever you can. It brings more positive thoughts in.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what's something you're proud of yourself for today?
I had a feeling that was coming.
All right, let's go. Let's do a round of this.
Okay. I'm proud of myself so today was church and it was really fun. I'm proud of myself for getting into it and being involved with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of myself for getting up this morning and crocheting. Me and one of our friends from our church are doing this thing where we're crocheting granny squares with some more friends, and I'm happy I got it done and I finished 2 granny squares.
I'm proud of myself for getting those porch lights done. We were hanging these porch lights for feels like a week. I think it was actually 2 days, but I had put them up. I put them up crooked. I redid them. Then I did too many, and then I finally got them done. And then when I plugged them in, there was too many on there, so it burnt a whole string of them out. So then we had to go to the store, get a whole nother one, and then I put that one in. But because I didn't realize it burned it out because there's too many, it burnt the new one out. So then I had to tear the whole thing down and do it with less of them. But I'm proud of myself because I just, there for a minute I was really going to get negative about it. Like, I wanted to. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to do this. I wanted to do a little bit better than I had done it the first time anyways. And then I just kind of knocked it out and got it done. And it feels good. Like, it feels really good just to say, all right, you know what? It is what it is. Didn't work out like I wanted it to. But I'm really glad that I just followed through. Mom?
Man, I'm proud of myself. I didn't get upset during this whole season of that, because all I know is that had I known all this was going into it, I probably would have been throwing out the lamps myself. You know what I mean? Like, this is just craziness that we did all that energy for. That maybe next time we'll have an engineer do it. Boom. I think we have one in the house.
Yeah, Menefee, a former engineer.
I don't know what that was. Was that a cuss word? Anyways, now I'm proud of myself because it's been one of those full weeks of, lots of work and stuff like that. But I'm proud of myself that I had some time to slow down and do some things and move forward in some goals that I have for myself. And studying what I need to so I can get to the next level too.
Crissy?
Again?
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of myself for working hard on my piano piece, even if so me and Bella are doing a duet, and she had a bit harder part, so she wasn't as far along in the song as I was, but I'm proud of myself for still practicing the song.
That's good.
I'm proud of myself for making sure I stick with the standards of our family and always telling my mom and dad everything that's going on to help improve everybody else and sticking up for my siblings.
Good job. That is really good. Glad that you do that. You always do it out of love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm actually proud of myself for us doing this podcast today. We do 4 episodes at a time when we do these, and we do them once a week. And, as of this recording here, we're recording in our 50-something podcasts. And I remember the stats when we first started doing this scared me because it was like most people buy the equipment, they get excited, they have a topic to talk about. But then they realize the consistency is really challenging because you have to make the time. You have to always be on your game. You have to be prepared. You have to try to learn how to communicate well. And a lot of people, I think it's a really high number. It's like 9 out of 10 actually don't make it past 4 episodes, right? And we're at 50-something now, and we're not slowing down at all.
No, we're just getting started, actually.
Yeah.
We're super excited and passionate about not only what this podcast brings for families, but what it's bringing for the generations.
Yeah.
And that's really, really on our heart. We can tell that it's a need nowadays. Proud of myself because of all the organization that's gone on our calendars to make sure that everybody feels like they have an opportunity to play a sport or be in an activity or be seen in their ability to want to do something fun. And that takes a lot of organization on my part to make that all happen with the running and the moving parts like that. So I'm proud of myself for making that happen for everybody.
That's great.
Yeah.
So quick commercial break here. Should we tell the story now that we have Crissy sitting here about the eye doctor? You want to tell
It's
that?
kind of a side note. It kind of goes into a different topic that we're going to talk about
That's
later.
a very,
Yeah, we have it ready for a
You wanna
different
save it
topic.
for later?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Got it.
It's a good one coming, but stay tuned because it's a good one, isn't it?
That's
yeah,
a
it's
teaser.
kind of a not proud of myself for.
Yeah, we don't exactly want to talk about it right. Yeah, Dad, like you're kind of negating this whole thing right now.
All right. What's one more thing, Chris?
I'm proud of myself because I got behind on doing some of my homework, but I'm almost all caught up now. And Mom and Dad have been helping me with that, so I'm happy that I'm almost all caught up again.
Sure. That's great.
I'm proud of myself because I got all ready for church and looked very nice today. I straightened my hair, I got my outfit, and I just looked really nice. So.
You did. You looked gorgeous.
I'd say I'm proud of myself for being so emotionally involved and physically whenever I can be in all your guys' sports. You know, we're just not in a season with all of our endeavors right now where I can be an actual coach. But you know how I am. I like to get to know the coaches and become a sideline coach.
Here, sideline, sometimes on the actual field, a pretend coach on the field, thinking he's a coach.
Oh, yeah.
And then always an at-home coach.
At the end of the game last night, though, or yesterday with Drew's playing football, Drew's up 22-21, and there's like 2 minutes left, and the coach almost got us a touchback because he's trying to run the clock out, but I almost had to take over. I almost went and grabbed his clipboard because I'm just like, we're not going to lose this
Sit down,
game.
please. It's not-
Daddy boy,
You know-
tell about the story of when you got the score wrong yesterday. When
Oh.
we were passing by.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of bad. And the ref was walking by and asking what the score was, and I chimed in and told him, and it wasn't even the right score. And he's just like, oh, so I fixed it. And he's looking at me, and I'm just like, well, you're the ref. You're supposed to know.
So
What
of
are you
course-
asking me
Of
for?
course, it's the ref's fault that Dad gave him the wrong number.
The funny
Yeah.
part, though, is he thought I was the coach because of I'm standing on the field, talking to everybody the whole time.
Were you borrowing the clipboard at the time?
Probably.
It was funny. We were sitting there yesterday watching, hanging out together, watching the game, whatever. And we had this cute couple with us that were sitting and having time with us. And she had asked, she was like, would you guys ever coach kids sports? And, it was a really good, conversation because they haven't yet had kids. So, they don't know all the dynamics that come with having as many children and sports and all that stuff yet. But it was interesting because I said, first of all, I think Greg thinks he's the coach. Like, clearly he's just waiting for a shirt that says coach number 1 on it. He kind of gets confused sometimes. But I said, we would love to. Like, it's never been that we don't want to coach our kids in anything they're doing. Whatever it may be, we definitely want to. And we are coaches, like you explained, either from the sidelines or more importantly at home where they need it the most.
Right.
But, one of the things that we have allowed ourselves to also be okay with is that with the schedule and the expectations and some of our goals for not only our family, but our finances in our marriage and then in our parenting, is that in this season, coaching isn't the priority.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that we're not full-fledged coaches to our kids at all times, but that sometimes there's commitments and really just things that prevent us from being able to take on certain aspects of something like that. And it's not always just in a sporting thing. When you're a high achiever, naturally everybody wants you to take on the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe you're being asked to do all kinds of stuff. Maybe it's coaching, maybe it's an activity, maybe it's being part of a team for something, maybe it's something at your church, or maybe it's something that, you keep getting volunteered for at a different work event or something like that. Like everybody, if you're a high achiever, would like to have us as part of everything. So one of our philosophies a lot of times is, of course, how many times would we like to say yes to all of it? I mean, like emotionally, it feels good to be asked, or you really want to do it, or you're excited about maybe taking on that. But we have found so many times how important it is to come home and almost communicate it to each other, what we're really trying to accomplish.
Yeah. It's a big deal, different seasons, different schedules for things. I honestly, before we even have kids, I always thought I would be a coach.
Sure.
And I might coach at some point.
Sure.
But, something that we've learned that we are constantly trying to apply more in our life, and this is for all of my high achievers out there, is the Pareto Principle. You know, it's that if you got to spend 20, you got to know what your 20% tasks are, because 20% of the things you do produce 80% of your results.
Right.
And so if you can narrow down every category that you're living in, what's the 20%? Like for us, with youth sports, with our kids being in sports, what are the 20% of the activities that produce 80% of what we want to produce, right? Which to us, that's all the decompressing kind of conversations, life lessons that get taught. It's the support throughout it. It's us having a level of involvement that actually brings us closer together as a family and allows you guys to learn life lessons. Right. Now, I'll tell you what 80% would be that wouldn't be as productive would be me drawing up game plans, running organizations, trying to coach everybody else's kids, etc. Like, to me, that wouldn't be a 20% for what we're trying to accomplish.
That's right. So, if you're sitting out there and you're like, oh gosh, like, I want to do all the coaching. I want to be involved in everything. I want to take on every challenge. I want to be a part of everything that I'm asked to be a part of. We understand that. We do too, a lot of times.
Yeah.
But we've come to the point where we realize that sometimes we have to say no to those things.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean it's no forever. Sometimes it's just no for now.
Yeah. Oh, and for us, it's like, this is the thing. Because I think usually you think it's either like 100% in or 100% out. We've learned what's our 20%.
Correct.
We could be 20% in and get 80% of the results.
And that's what's been happening.
And that
for
is
us.
so vital when you're high achieving people, because you're going to have to make decisions about how you're going to spend your time. And right now we're not in a season where we're going to give up our endeavors, because we have big dreams, big goals. We have big things we're trying to do to help change this world, and they matter a lot. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to miss the season either of sports.
And we enjoy watching our kids from the sidelines and cheering you guys on. You guys are just amazing athletes, but more importantly, you guys are just amazing, period. And you guys are some of our older ones, and you definitely are the example to the younger kids. And when we all go and we support and we love on whoever is playing the sport at the time, that matters so much more than anything else. And I know it matters to you guys too when we all show up together. So thanks for coming on today, guys.
Yes, we were privileged.
Yay. Let's do it again.
You guys are awesome.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening and thanks for your love and support. We hope that today's episode added tremendous value to you and your family. It would mean so much to us if you would partner with us on our mission of helping parents around the globe raise champion children in this crazy world.
To do so, simply take a moment to like and share this podcast with everyone in your network. And we have great news. You get more of us. You can expect new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. So be sure to consistently tune in with us and enjoy our show. See you next time.